And welcome back, sages and witches, to Let's Play Bayonetta 2. Last time, we cleared Chapter 4, and our first of several encounters with the Masked Lumen. Yes, spoilers, we're going to fight that guy again, but that's neither here nor there. At the end of the previous chapter, there was a giant explosion, TM, so we're going to see what the fallout of that was. Before we do so, though, let's head into the shop and make some purchases.
Being a demon lets me read minds. You're thinking, shut up and take my halos. Let's do it.
Oh, Rodon, you know me so well. Anyway, going into here, we actually do not have too much to buy. We're, of course, going to buy another Moon Pearl. By the end of this chapter, we will actually have our next full Pearl, so we'll be able to stock 2 Umbran Climaxes, 2 Torture Attacks, or an Umbran Climax and a Torture Attack, should we wish to mix and match, which there may be situations where we want to. Additionally, I was going to buy this later, but then I remembered that, or rather, when I was practicing, I found out that there is a challenge where this might be put to some use, the Evil Harvest Rosary. The Evil Harvest Rosary disables Witch Time, which is undesirable in Bayonetta 2, since Witch Time is always available, but in return, it launches an exploding counterattack whenever you dodge. Basically, it leaves mines, like Durga, the fire form, did in Bayonetta 1. So, that can be useful in situations where either A, we're doing the Muspelheim challenges where Witch Time is disabled, or B, where we're against enemies who attack quickly but give very little or small amounts of Witch Time on dodge. Therefore, the Evil Harvest Rosary has more chances to activate and deal big damage to them. And there is an enemy that fits that description that we will be coming up on within the next 3 chapters, actually. So we'll have that for later. Right now, I just have it because we have a Muspelheim challenge coming up that disables Witch Time, so I figured, well, what the heck, may as well go for it. It's not as useful as it could be, but it should be useful enough. Before we get into the Cathedral of Cascades, let's just make sure all our equipment is up. We do not need Undine anymore, so we're going back to Love is Blue. We already got the Mallet of Rewards equipped, so that's all fine and dandy there. Let's get into Chapter 5. And after a quick little bit of mouth-to-mouth, Bayonetta is revitalized with new magic. This allows her to dodge twice in water and become Serpent within. This allows us to move much more faster and much more freely inside water. Let's get Loki to the shore here.
Why did you have to go and do that, little one? Wake up. Damn it. Wake up! Enough jokes. Wake up!
Love, you can't let kids' jokes make you that mad.
And what about you? Do you really think it's safe to play dead with someone who can make you dead?
Men like to gamble, love.
Risking everything for nothing. Seems about right. I know another little boy, just like that.
Sounds like my kind of guy. Maybe a bit of a pervert, though. Let's go. We're almost to the cathedral.
So I actually have something of maybe a bit of a controversial opinion about Bayonetta 2, though I don't think it's that much, especially not these days, but I actually really like Loki as a character. I think he is a good addition to the plot. Now, in the broad scheme of things, Bayonetta 2, like a lot of sequels, kind of falls into the problem where if you zoom out, the basic plot structure is kind of a Mad Libs rewrite of the original game, and that becomes a bit more blatant later in the game with a certain aspect in the final few chapters, but with Loki, he obviously is sort of like the child character taking the place of Cereza, but he's a lot more irreverent and mouthy, or dare I say bratty, as you expect of a teenage boy. But I feel like that works in his favor for his relationship with Bayonetta, because Cereza, I mean, she's a cute little girl, but there's not really much to her in terms of being a character. Having Loki be a bit more irreverent, a bit more willing to talk back to Bayonetta, and showing that Bayonetta actually cares about him in spite of that, and in spite of her protests towards children, I think that adds a lot of depth to both of the characters. I think makes a lot more interesting when they genuinely bond, and when Bayonetta sticks her neck out for Loki. And we'll see more examples of that as the game comes along. Also, Loki just contributes a lot more than Cereza, let's be real here. Okay, so we've got our resting place here. Interestingly, this one does not show us the full path that these take, but it's pretty easy to surmise that the remaining pieces are in the water, so we can utilize Serpent Within to get the rest of them. Now, I'm going to tell you this, Serpent Within is a bit of an underutilized mechanic. This chapter is far and away the most use we get out of it. It otherwise does not see too much use past this. But it is necessary for a couple of other secrets that we can get access to, and if you're more genre savvy, or if you remember the second video of this series, you can probably figure where we need to use it. Anyways, let's get into the Muspelheim portal that's right on this platform. Now, something interesting about this Muspelheim portal is that it is actually the second verse. For whatever reason, even though you can reach this first, the first verse is actually a little bit past this. Let me see here. We want to equip the Evil Harvest Rosary over the Mallet of Rewards for this, because this is a no witch time challenge, as you can see here. Also, you can skip the pan-over effect with the title card for Muspelheim challenges with the ZR and minus. It's treated like a cutscene. Here we've got 3 accolades, and they are shield accolades, my least favorite variety of accolades. But this is why I feel like the Evil Harvest Rosary is a good investment for this challenge, because there's a lot of moments where you're just kind of waiting for these guys to attack you. And we'll utilize our taunts here to... whoop, there we go. Okay, did not keep my offense going there. Okay. And this is where we will use Umbran Climax to break through these guys' guard, take out a whole bunch of them in one go. Can we keep this guy in the air? Nope. Okay, I broke his shield, put him into the counter phase, there we go. That's a pure platinum right there. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, Evil Harvest Rosary did not get too much use there, but it came in handy in a couple instances. That's what's so annoying about the shield accolades, is that not only do they kill your combos with their guards, and it's very random if you break their guard or not, but also they are just very non-aggressive, so it's hard to trigger witch time off of them. It's, it's slow to trigger witch time off of them. It's not hard, and, what is it? It's slow to trigger witch time off of them. Yeah, it's difficult to get a counter offense going on because they attack so sporadically, and when they do open themselves up, your openings are pretty short. Let's grab the resting place that we formed earlier. Inside this one, we get another witch heart. Good stuff, good stuff. And there is one more little secret that we can collect in this area. Despite how big this is, there's actually not that much to grab in here, but there is one very important thing. Inside this golden resting place over here, let's just break this open real quick. We get a angelic hidden piece. There are 2 pieces to collect in this stage, and they form one of my favorite weapons in the game, so looking forward to getting that. It'll also be the weapon that takes the spot of our hands equipment for Love is Blue. It is a hands-only weapon. Heading over this way, we can get into an encounter with some Fidelities, and we have to deal with the less than stellar underwater combat. Camera kept me from seeing where exactly that guy was. Best way to deal with these guys is to just get down onto the ground as quickly as you can. Okay. We will do this. Whoop. There we go. And try and just get as many wicked weaves on... Whoa, what the heck? Ew, dear. Oh, gotta watch out for the mines here. Yeah, very annoying to fight these guys underwater. I really, really dislike the underwater combat in this game, because it's not really underwater combat, it's just standard combat with different, slower physics, and it's really awkward and janky, and I really wish they didn't include it, but it's in the game. This is definitely one of the worst aspects of the game, in my opinion, but it doesn't come up too often, so it's not a huge deal at the end of the day. There we go. Only have to deal with these kind of things a few times throughout the game. Sadly, because it's so slow and random and I don't exactly have ideal weapons for it, we could not get a pure platinum on that. Over in the bottom of the water here, we got another golden resting place. This one doesn't have anything too important, but, you know, we can see it, and I'm sure somebody would yell at me if I didn't collect it. We get a Mega Green Herb Lollipop here, which is not the end of the world. I could certainly use more of those, given that I am far from the best player at this game, and when I'm trying to just, you know, yammer on and try and serenade my audience, I am far more prone to making mistakes, as I have demonstrated repeatedly throughout this playthrough. Before we head into that little hallway over there, we want to drop down all the way here. We want to get these archer affections out of the way as soon as possible. Ooh, okay. One thing I've noticed is that the arrow attack on them is actually fairly buggy in the underwater section. Sometimes the arrows just don't come out, and also this is not who I want to be targeting, so let's get over to this guy. Please stop throwing mines at me. I really hate that mine attack. They're much more prone to using that when underwater. Let me see. Okay, the other guy is down, so now we can focus on taking down these fidelities. Oop. Almost got me there, buddy, but not quite. Let's, oh. That actually really threw off my timing there. I triggered Witch Time off the mine as I came out of my previous Witch Time. I seem to be accidentally entering Bullet Climax mode here. Whoop. I've noticed that they have that lunging attack that they like to use occasionally. It usually just goes right past you. Kind of silly. For defeating that verse, though, even though it's not a particularly special one or anything, we get a Broken Moon Pearl. I couldn't do it fast enough. It's a lot easier to do that once you have these stronger weapons in the game. Honestly, for that fight, Rakshasa probably would have been better. I just didn't think to switch to it at the time. Moving a bit faster than my weapon switching can exactly accommodate for. But it is what it is. With that taken care of, we've gotten everything in this area, so let's progress to the next major section of this level. By the way, for the Serpent Within, you can dash with the B button. It's faster to mash it than to hold it, so yeah, just do that if you want to move quickly with it. Alright, inside this little burial chamber area, got an Umbran Crow right at the entrance. Got a Gates of Hell if you need to buy some healing items, or buy a Red Hot Shot, or whatever you like. Here, we've got a golden resting place with a pretty sweet reward for us, another broken witch heart. There's one more broken witch heart in this level, so we'll get another health upgrade for the end, which can come in handy in case I end up eating a bunch of crap on an upcoming battle, which, again, not outside the realm of possibility. Alright, so let's have Loki activate this thing. Looks like a little bit of a rotating sort of formation here. Well, I think Bayonetta knows how she can get these kinds of devices activated, and there we go. Classic Bayonetta. But yes, we turn this device, and you may remember we were crossing a bridge at the end of Chapter 2, which was summarily destroyed, so now we're restoring it.
Infernal?
They don't look like your kind of normal attention. A friend, love?
I think my friends and I might have had a falling out. Why would Infernals be after me?
Something's up. The balance of powers that keep things in check don't feel right, does it?
Good to know some of you are keeping your part of the contract. Let's do this.
And we have a Demon of Inferno. For the first time since we fought Gamora. Accidentally deflected his attack there. I was actually trying to dodge that. But yes, we have Pain, the driver of agony. Pain is a bit of a warm-up for fighting demons from Inferno. He's not too difficult. Let's get out Rakshasa here, do a bunch of Wicked Weaves, and... whoa, oh, jeez. Well, I lost my focus there. Sorry about that. But yeah, do a bunch of Wicked Weaves and Demonic Summons there. Fortunately, you can pretty often loop this guy with Wicked Weaves from Love is Blue. Tends to get launched by them pretty frequently. Sometimes I'm able to get through this fight without taking hits. Alright, now we got a good opportunity to deal some pretty big damage on him. He is stunned. I'm actually stocking my magic for a couple fights coming. Oh dear. Could not see his attack coming there. So, whoop. Okay, and climax. Yeah, that definitely went a lot worse than my practice runs of that fight. Actually, I got a couple pure platinums on that fight, but once again, trying to juggle commentary and actually playing the game, you know, not the easiest balancing act for a game as fast-paced as this one. Anyways, I'm trying to show off here. You can break open these little monuments inside this sort of grave room, and a lot of them will contain health. I'm actually getting really unlucky. It's very rare I don't get a decent amount of health out of breaking these. Looks like the game is deciding to be stingy with the health here, but we're doing okay as we can be, really. So, well, okay as we can be would be not taking damage at all, but, you know, I'm sure you get my point here. Anyways, we get a journal there. You already see the Bellheim portal. Nothing over this way, nothing over this way, and there's a golden resting place over here. This one, though, just contains some halos. Kind of hate these halo chests. They always give you just such a diminutive amount. Whatever. Let's get into Bellheim here. This one's a bit of a unique challenge. It's a bit of a remixed take on a challenge type in Bayonetta 1. A lot less frustrating. Well, actually, no. This is actually a bit more difficult. I would actually say the challenge variety in Bayonetta 1 was a lot more cheesable. But you've probably already noticed the platforms in this. We actually do want Kafka for this. It's pretty good for this. This is a don't touch the ground challenge. Very different from the ones in Bayonetta 1. Instead of having to repeatedly jump on the enemies until a timer runs down, instead you get some platforms to stand on that can be broken by the enemies. If you touch the ground, you die immediately. So let's do our best to avoid that fate. And we will use Kafka to get in some range damage, and then quickly transition into Wicked Weaves, as Kafka is pretty good for that, actually. If you're a big fan of using Wicked Weaves, then Kafka is a pretty good weapon for you. I try to use more interesting combos than that. Okay, woo, woo. There's that guy. Oof, that got close. Let's see if I can't take this guy down. There we go. Okay, that's not the best I've ever had that go, but I didn't get any hits, so or I didn't get hit at all, so get another Broken Moon Pearl. Sadly, we do not get another Broken Moon Pearl before the end of this level, so this is just what we're given to work with, in terms of magic, I mean. Alright, with that taken care of, let's get back out into the flooded burial room. I keep calling it, I call it a grave room, a burial room. I should have paid more attention to the title. I think it's related to death, though. Also, let's get Kafka out of here, although I could probably wait to change it, but, well, for reasons, I'm just going to be changing it out now. Okay, let's get up out of the water here. And we've got a pretty fancy grand hall here, but we do not want to go up that stairwell yet. First off, in the side room right here, we find the other half of the angelic hymn. So now we can create the weapon, Earl Koenig. What kind of weapon do we get from it? Looks like some kind of fancy scythe. Now, of course, we can go back to the gates of hell to turn that in immediately, so let's do that. But there's another reason we want to head this way. And that will be because there is a verse. As before, I recommend getting down to the ground as quick as possible for these water sections. Don't stay too close to those mines there. Okay, that's pretty good that we got witch time there. We can focus on dealing as much damage as possible to these guys before they... Whoop. Okay, whoa, 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 hey. I see the mines, yeah. Do not lose track of the mines there. That is the fastest way to take damage in fights with fidelities, and of course I screwed up. Oh, well. No pure platinum on this one, but it's okay. Okay, yeah, let's not get close to those mines. I'm ignoring my own advice, as per usual. It's a lot to take in this game sometimes, especially in areas with the physics... What the heck? What did I even get hit by there? Oh, well. And take these guys down. Man, it's taken me a while to get these guys. Yeah, just another example of awkward water physics. Okay, is that all of them? Okay, there we go. Surprised I still got a platinum on that, but hey, it is what it is. Let's get to Rodon.
Another LP. No rest for the wicked. Even if I am jollier than the average demon. But no need to pity me. I was bored anyways. Be right back. This one's gonna be fun. Been looking for a workout like this for a while. Ta-ta. Had to crawl down to a deep circle to get this bad boy. I think he'll do great.
Thank you, Rodon. And we get Chernobog, one of my favorite weapons in the game. This is a slow, heavy weapon, but it has an extremely powerful hold attack. Very good for dealing huge amounts of damage, just big targets, in a very short amount of time. It also comes with a essence for us to use, or elegance, rather. So I knew it was an E word, I just couldn't remember what it was offhand, so let's buy that, and that's all we need from Rodon for the moment. So, like I said earlier, Chernobog is a hands or arm exclusive piece of equipment. I'm going to pair it with Love is Blue on the feet. Chernobog does well with a quick, long-range attack. There's a much better weapon to put on your legs to go with it later in the game, but obviously we do not have it yet. So let's equip Chernobog, let's put on the essence, and we get a cool little devil costume. And I am going to be using a Umbran Climax in the upcoming battle that we're about to get into. Before we head up those stairs once again, there's just one more thing for us to do down here. Heading over this way, we will get into a battle with 3 hammer accolades, and we want to immediately get this out and then do this. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do, actually. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, you interrupted my combo there. I was trying to show off something with Chernobog. Here, this is a... Chernobog has absolutely massive Wicked Weaves. They are absolutely incredible in their range. They don't actually do as much damage as you'd expect, but they're still very potent. One of the main things that they have going for them is that they're very good at stun-locking enemies, and we get to go into this with go into the next section of level with full magic. That's actually going to be very important because we got a really nasty fight coming up where I would really like to have full magic available. What I was trying to do was go into Wicked Weave, like so, dodge, and then do a rotating attack while I still had Umbran Climax. That does a ton of damage with this weapon. Sadly, I couldn't get that. Now that we have that taken care of, before we head to the stairs once again, I know I'm teasing you with the stairs. We just want to head over here. And we get a chest. What does the chest have in it? Just halos. Yeah, trolled again. Alright, but with that all said and done, we'll finally get to the Fabled Stairs. Let's get on them.
This is it! The bridge to the heavens should be right above us.
Are you sure?
Not really.
Not really, huh? But you're right. This is it. Call it a woman's intuition.
Women's intuition? What kind of silly comic book shit is that? You still don't know a thing about me.
Let's just say I have plenty of experience with nothing coming to mind.
What?
I spent 500 years not knowing who I was. I only found out the truth recently.
You too? Listen, I don't remember a thing. Nothing. I don't even know why I'm so damn sure I need to go to that mountain. But I know I have to. It's all I know. Does that make any sense?
Come now, little one. Can't let the girls know you've got a heart.
It's not like that.
If that's all you know, that's all the sense you need. Just believe. That's what I did.
Bayonetta. Let's do it!
Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said it's pretty nice when they put away the barbs and just actually, like, genuinely bond for a little bit. So I was trying to mention this earlier when it happened, but this game was released at a time in video games where it was very trendy to have slow walking sequences where the characters talked while you walked along and you couldn't run or move fast or interact with anything. You just had to wait for them to talk. And in Bayonetta 2, those kind of cutscenes also cannot be skipped, so you have to watch them every time you replay a level that has one. That is the longest one, and fortunately is the last one. Shortly after Bayonetta 2 came out, I don't think I've ever seen that again, and honestly, I'm pretty sure they got like halfway through developing Bayonetta 2 and they realized nobody liked that trend, so they didn't put those kind of cutscenes in any of the remaining levels. Over here, we've got our last Bellheim portal for the level, and this is a very, very straightforward one. And it's also one where Chernobog's going to be very useful. Hold on, let me clear my throat for a second. Sorry about that, got a frog in my throat. Here we've got a time challenge. We've got 30 seconds to kill a belief. So Chernobog, you want to use its hold attack, does huge amounts of damage. Look at that damage there. Also, it's Umbran Climax, or not Umbran Climax, Wicked Weave off of a punch-kick-punch combo. Very good at launching belief. I'm doing this one pretty poorly. This is not the best I've ever had this Fico. But as you can see, this guy can be looped with that. If you were doing the combos correctly, I was kind of fumbling as I was trying to get them out as quick as possible. You can get that guy down with about 8 seconds left, and that'll be enough to get you the pure platinum. Sadly, I was going a little too slow there, so we only got a gold on the time. But for our efforts, we get a full witch art, so we get a full heal. Very handy, because we've got a very, very tough and annoying fight coming up. This is actually, this upcoming fight is probably one of my least favorite battle arenas in the game. I should avoid saying least favorite because that implies there's anything I like about it. It is hands down the worst battle arena in the game. I absolutely hate fighting on what's about to come up, but it's just what we're going to have to deal with. Don't forget to grab this journal here, Advanced Technology. Important to have that. As Loki walks forward.
I think I remember this.
Huh?
You again?
Oh, hey, mouthy brat kid.
So, I see you're acquainted.
How did you get here?
I'm the great Luka Luca. I didn't go through all these ridiculous ordeals to just randomly show up in opportune places, you know.
See? Risking everything for nothing. Told you I knew someone just like that. So, what are you after this time?
Oh, loads of stuff. For instance, I found this really great place for seafood. They do an amazing sardine meuniere. But more importantly, I'm investigating an old Noah-Toon story known as the Legend of Acer.
The Legend of Acer?
And this fairy tale is?
Actually, this might have something to do with you, Bayonetta.
You don't say.
The Legend of Acer. A legend from the dawn of time. Nobody knows where the world came from. A struggle caused the Trinity of Realities to be split into 3 realms: light, darkness, and chaos. Obviously, our world was the one born from chaos. The 3 worlds all needed rulers, most of all ours. And the one that ruled the chaos became known as Acer. Acer spent the first eternity quietly looking upon the earth from his holy mountain. Where we only see reality and make it match our rules of the world, Acer saw through reality, and those visions became our world. These observations became Acer's power. Acer's eyes were truly the eyes that created the world. However, Acer pitied the humans for their naivete and lack of free will, so the power he wielded was split into 2 equal halves, and entrusted each to humanity's instincts. The right eye of light and the left eye of darkness. By dividing the power of the eyes of Acer, humans gained free will. They could now choose. With control of the eyes of the world, the eyes that determine destiny, humans could choose their own paths. They awoke to their own identities. Man is but a reed, the most feeble thing in nature, but now we were thinking reeds, and we took our first big step towards grand prosperity. The inheritors of the eyes of Acer had been granted the power of creation.
The eyes.
That's right. The eyes of the world, controlled by a Lumen Sage and Umbra Witch.
The eyes of the world?
However, the influence of the right eye, the one controlled by the sages, left this world forever with the death of the final sage. Do the natural disasters that are occurring right now have something to do with the loss of the right eye? And what will happen to our planet? Those are the truths I'm after. And the truth will always be the truth. So if the truth is here, then so am I. And I think the key to that truth is that mountain, Fimbulventr.
How do you find these things?
I've done my homework. Would you expect anything less from the marvelous, magnificent, magnanimous Luca?
Bayonetta! Get on!
And here we are in the worst arena in the game. I utterly hate it when games do the Mario Galaxy thing that just causes the stage to rotate around. It's not too bad right now when we have very easy enemies to fight, but it becomes a bit of a hassle when we have much more difficult enemies to fight. Oh, and I lost my combo there. Also, the enemies take a little while to spawn in here. I should have been taunting to keep my combo going, but oh, whoa, whoa. What the heck? Yeesh, that did absolutely bonkers damage to me. I was not expecting that. Ooh, okay. And also, yeah, it's just very hard to orient your attacks on this. The chaotic battlefield. Whoa. Man, what is going on? Yeah, this is going way worse than my practice runs. Okay, let me see here. Oh, and once again, my combo ended. Doing this terribly. Oh, jeez. But yeah, it's very easy for enemies to rotate around the platform and be completely lost, and that's no fun. Anyways, I was saving the magic here because we have an allegiance to fight on here, and I don't want to deal with that. So we are just going to use Umbran Climax to take this guy down as much as we can. Oop. And, ooh. Okay, there we go. And, yes, there we go. Oof, that was close. Okay. That's the worst of this level over.
Shit! We're not going to make it!
And now for something different, we're playing as Loki for the only time in the game, and unfortunately he's not a fully playable character. Instead, this is a very simplistic running sequence. We've got a Gravitas chasing us. When he comes to slam down, we just want to dodge. If you time it right, you'll immediately max out Loki's magic gauge, and you can throw a card if he has that. That'll just knock the Gravitas backwards for a little bit, and give you a bit more time to run uncontested. Obviously, if you want to get through this as quickly as possible, you want to run on the inside of the track, and I screwed up. That is the first time I've ever failed to dodge Gravitas on this. And if you fail to dodge, Loki just dies. Okay. Well, So much for getting through levels with no continues. That is literally the first time I have ever failed to dodge in this sequence. I knew that would happen, but it's okay. I will admit, it is so embarrassing to just get the game over at the 11th hour in a sequence that I never screw up, but it happens. Let's Player's Curse and all that. Alright, let's keep going, though. Well, if I'm gonna die in a section of the video, I'd rather it be a non-standard section, where at least I can say, okay, it's not, you know, my typical wheelhouse for having to commentate over. But yeah, just hug the inside of the wall, and you'll be able to, or the inside of the ramp, and you'll get through this as quickly as possible. Okay. Yeah, what the heck? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, let's throw one more card at him, but the level is already over. Fortunately, you only have to throw a couple at him to actually get the combo score. And we've got a battle against Urbane and Gravitas, but if you remember how it is with two of these large-size enemies, you don't have to worry too much about them attacking you simultaneously because they get in each other's way. You just have to make sure you have them create a bit of a wall between the two of them. Much like Belief, you can kind of loop these guys by doing punch, punch, kick, punch to get the Wicked Weave that'll... Oh, lost my focus there. But yeah, just do punch, punch, kick, punch to get the Wicked Weave. That'll juggle these guys for you. For Chernobog, it's a good idea, once the Wicked Weave actually comes out, you want to dodge so you can immediately get back into launching your attacks. You can just sort of cancel out of the ending lag for being in the attack. And let's see if I can't... Nope. Yeah, I gotta dodge out of that to have enough magic left over to do the spin attack. Ooh, okay. I actually did not know that attack comes back on the backswing, or has an actual hitbox when it comes back, since he so rarely uses it, actually. Now, in normal and hard mode, this fight is legitimately just, what is it, Urbane and Gravitas? But in Infinite Climax, a Belief shows up afterwards. Not that he's much of a threat. He has the same flaw that Urbane and Gravitas does, where if he's sort of standing off to the side, like, or if you just have him, like, standing behind one of them, he won't launch any attacks, because he won't attack through his buddy. Yeah, just look at how much damage the hold attack from Chernobog does. Such a good attack. And this is definitely a great crowd control weapon in normal situations. Oh! Could not see Belief through the explosion there, so took a bit of an ugly hit. Also seem to have lost my combo at some point. Yeah, as I expected, this stage is not going as good as it did when I was practicing earlier. Actually got a lot of pure platinums, including on this fight, but you know how it goes. Okay, get this down, and there we go. Whoop. Not gonna get me that easy, buddy. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, these upgraded Beliefs that have these slightly... Oh, jeez. That have the slightly red armor, they don't seem to be as easily... Uh-oh! And I can't believe I just died to that. Whoops! Ah, dear. Well, man, I'm doing this terrible. I am so sorry. I apologize. I swear this went better in practice. Oh, well, let me try this again. Alright, there we go. See, I told you I could do this. Oh, apparently I took damage somewhere. I did not realize it.
Right. Let's go.
Let's.
Oh, well, that was a very strange way to end the chapter. That figure, that blasted Loki, looked a lot like him. Yeah, so that's really upsetting. In practice, this is actually the first stage this Let's Play that I was managing to get through without any continues, and of course, once it comes time to actually do the actual recording, I screw it up constantly. But that's just how it goes sometimes. You just gotta roll with the punches as they happen. But that is not where we're ending this video. If you remember, I said in Chapter 1 there were several collectibles that we could not get because we lacked the powers to get them. Well, now we have the powers. With Serpent within and Crow within, we can get all of the collectibles in this stage. And fortunately in Bayonetta 2, once you grab a collectible, the game auto-saves and you can just go back to Chapter Select with the collectible in tow, so we don't have to worry about replaying everything. So, 2 of the collectibles are located within the water. Of course, there's this water section. Now, if you're a bit more genre savvy, you probably realize there's something else here besides that chest that I kicked open for the halos. Now let me see if I can find it. It's not located in the most obvious place ever. There are some dead zones where if you swim too far out, it sends you back to shore, so we gotta swim around a little bit. I want to say it's here? No, not here. Let me see. If I end up bumbling around too much, I will just cut until I find it. Like I said, it's not in the most obvious place. Let me see here. If I go low, maybe? Don't go too low, because there's not a kill plane, but again, it'll respawn you back on the docks. Let me see here. Over here? No. Looks like there's an opening there. That leads out to a respawn plane, so no, that's not it. Okay, I'm just gonna swim around until I find it. It always takes me a while to locate it, because it's not located in an obvious spot. Okay, it's in this little under area, or this little arching area. We can come in here, find a golden rust in place. That gives us a broken witch heart. So we've got one of the 2 hidden broken witch hearts in here. And let's get back onto dry land. We'll just fly out with Crow within. I haven't used Crow within too much, but your remaining flight time is represented by that gauge in the left. Once the light runs out, you fall back to the ground. With that taken care of, and we're not going to bother collecting most of the treasure since I don't really need it. We're already pretty well stocked on items. We have a bit of a tricky Umbran Crow to get here that we had to pass on earlier. Jump as far as you can off of there, and let's fly over with Crow within. I might have screwed this up. Nope. Yeah, I screwed it up. Okay, let's try that again one more time. It's really tricky to get this. The only way you can really get this is by getting a running start with Panther within, or Beast within, rather, and then do Umbran Crow, like, before you start to fall. So, let's do this. I think I might be a bit low there, but I might be able to wall kick once I get over here. So, let's jump. No! Okay, let me try that again. Okay, there we go. A little bit tricky, but we got it. There is Umbran Crow number 2. Cannot get him when you first come here because you won't have Crow within. Alright, with that out of the way, let's just get this portal open up. There is actually dialogue if you check that while standing at just the right spot, but it's actually kind of finicky. Alright, we should be able to get to the next thing without having to go through the verse that is located here. So let's head on in. Once again, we need Serpent within to get this, so let's just bypass the verse here. And you want to go to this little archway down here. Remember where this one is a lot more easily. So head up here, get another outcropping, and we just bust this open and get another broken witch heart. So there we go. Let's back out of here. Let me see. We will return to Chapter Select. And we should have those in our inventory. Unfortunately, there's not a way to check that until we're actually in a level, but we can just double check when I actually get into the Bridge to the Heavens. And if not, then I can re-grab those things and just complete a verse, and that should save it. But that is where we're going to end this video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching. I sincerely apologize for once again failing to get through a level without dying, but it happens, it happens. hopefully we can get at least one level in this game where I can manage to not fail towards the end. But we'll see what happens. But once again, hope you enjoy watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.